Coming up this week, we're going to take a ride in this beautiful S550 Mercedes Benz, and we're going to take it around these roads and see how she handles and see how she drives. This is my first time driving the granddaddy of all big body Mercedes, so that's what we got coming up. You're watching Life Off Road. I'm Jay Walker. This is J'd Up Motorsports. Welcome to another episode of Life Off Road. Thanks again for pressing that play button, and remember to click like and subscribe. Click the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel as we try to up our viewership. The car we're featuring today is a 2013 Mercedes S550 Benz, and this is a beautiful car because it belongs to a good friend of mine. I wouldn't say it's his dream car, but it's one of the cars he's always wanted. He's always been talking about it. And he's not here to talk about it because he had a lot of errands to run today, so he dropped it off and asked me if I could do something on it, so here we are. But it's a beautiful car overall. I mean, this is what you call the premium package. It's got everything you can imagine, you know, from panoramic sunroof to just the interior. I mean, it's fully loaded. It's got everything. So these come equipped with, I believe this one has the 4.7 liter twin turbo V8 that's pumping out roughly around 440 horsepower. So it's definitely packing the punch. This isn't the 4MATIC. The 4MATIC is the all-wheel drive. This is just the regular rear drive version of this car. So, which makes it a lot fun because actually you can get in here and kind of skirt out a little bit, you know, spin some tires, do a little bit of drifting. But we won't be doing that in this particular car. But overall, it's a beautiful car. I'm glad he liked it. When he first pulled up to the house and showed it to me, I don't know if I was more ecstatic for him that he finally got what he wanted or vice versa. But this is his pride and joy. He really likes it. So let's go over all in the car. You know, like I said, this is the 2013. So this is the fourth generation version. I'm sorry, fifth generation of this car. And they first started building these roughly around 2006, and I want to say this is probably the last year model. I believe they changed to the 6th gen around 2014. So this is probably the last model for this particular car, which I think is probably the best model. I think it's the best looking model of that generation. I mean, you know, they really just knocked it out of the box because the 4th generation cars, Mercedes, they were all starting to kind of look kind of the same, but when they changed it to the 5th gen, I mean, even back in 2006, they really knocked it out the box with this one. They did a very good job with it, just overall styling. I mean, it's a Mercedes, so, you know, when you see it on the road, you know it's a Mercedes, so they did a very good job. But let's go over a couple of features. I want to take y'all on the inside, so let's look on the inside, see what it looks like on the inside. All right, folks, so we're in the inside of this bad boy, and first of all, like I told you, when my buddy picked this car out, when he finally found this car, you would have thought he would just went online and inspect it out, but he had been searching and searching until he finally found the one that had all the specs to it. And when you look at this interior, it's kind of like a ivory cream mixed in with the black wood. I mean, it's very sharp. Let's start the car up real quick. I want to let you see how it sounds. Got your push button here. You don't have your key, you have your key fob. And press the brake. And it fires right on up. Now, like I said, the wood panel, Mercedes finest. I mean, they always pour arrogance and class in their cars. So you have a nice little setting right here. Like I said, this is a 2013, folks. So this, you know, this car would definitely fit into today's standards. You know, you have your nice little panel here, your cup holders. You have your entertainment system here where you can kind of control your navigation, your audio positions. Let's go to the nav screen there. You got your telephone, the vehicle, if you want to look at different settings. I personally like these settings on these seats because these seats definitely massage you as you're riding, and I would talk about that more in the video as I do the driving. But the lumbar as you're going around the curves, and you'll see this a lot while we drive the car, is that the seats definitely just hug you. I mean, it's very comfortable in here. I mean, you feel like you're just sitting in your living room. And I believe these are heated and ventilated seats, folks. So it's just all creature comforts in here. This does come with a panoramic sunroof in here, dual. So if you want to let the sun in, you can. It's a nice little warm day out here today. And you want to close the shade up, you can close it up however you want to do it. But this is definitely a nice car. You have your wood grain steering wheel here, and it just I mean, it feels like $1 million bucks, man. I mean, this is just so nice, man. Of course, you have all your different modes and settings. You have your custom clock here, which is nice. It looks like a Rolex, but it's a Mercedes clock. And one another cool feature is this car has its own cell phone. You know, so you have your phone right here that, you know, so if you want to make a quick call, you can make a quick call on it. But that's a cool. All right, folks, so we're in the back, and you're in the laps of luxury. You know, this is my front seat. I want to say it's probably all the way back, but as you can see, I have plenty of room. You know, this has your custom shades here. You can control everything back here. You know, it's very cool. You want to let your lampshade down, which that's not a lampshade, you can. But if you want a little bit more privacy, of course you want to, that controls the other one. Uh-oh, it's trying to roll the window down, and I'm screwing that all up. I think that's the same button. Yes, it is. So that's how you roll the window down, folks. As you can tell, this isn't my car. But yeah, that's cool. You know, so one touch, rolls right on up, and then the same as that. Now, I definitely love this feature here with the back shade here. Like I said, if you just want your privacy, you know, you got plenty of it. This car just strictly screams road trip, business meetings, of course. I mean, it's a Mercedes. You do have your armrest here, which I'm sure you have a lot of stuff. You can store things here or whatnot. I don't know if that's a charger or not, but it's pretty cool. Raise that up. I don't think these massage you in the back, but you know, back seat is, as a whole, is comfortable itself. But this is a very nice ride. Got a good shot of the panoramic here. I think I control that from here. Yes, I can. Look at that. Like I said, you control a lot from back here, folks. So panoramic. I mean, this is, like I said, this car came with every option that you can imagine, you know, for this year. And you got to think, this car is almost 10 years old, and for it to have all these luxury items and features, of course it's a Mercedes, but still, I mean, it would definitely fit in today's standard car. So that's enough of that. I'm ready to go on and ride this thing, actually see how it actually handles on the road. So let's take it for a ride. All right, here we go. We are in the 2013 Mercedes S550 Benz. It feels funny to say, but yes, man, this is the granddaddy of them all, man. This is Mercedes top upper echelon sedan, and this is a beautiful car. Like I said, you know, early in the video, my friend has got to be stoked on how amazing this car is. Starting with, you guys can't see this in the video, but we're going down the street and it has quite a bit of curves on it. And as I'm going around these curves, the seat is actually giving me a massage. It's like the harder the curve is, the more intense the side parts of the seat just kind of hug. It squeezes you. It's hard to describe. You know, it makes you feel like you're in some Recaros at one point, but I mean, it's amazing. Like, feel that. I mean, it's indescribable, but that's just one of the perks of this car. On top of basically having a full-blown massage seats in here. Like, if you wanted a full-blown massage, you could actually massage yourself in these seats. As you can see, I'm going around to the left. The right side lumbar is hugging me. It's pretty cool. But this car, for as big as it is, it handles very well. I mean, it's Mercedes. It's supposed to, but it really handles very well. And it's quite a big car. You know, like I said earlier in the video, you know, these came. I believe this one has the 4.7 liter V8 twin turbo power, so it's probably roughly making about 440 horsepower, 440 horsepower. Excuse me. There's a lot of torque. This particular model comes with the, I'm not sure if this is a AMG package as far as an appearance package, but it does have the AMG wheels. It has a set of 19s, which, you know, looking at it from the outside, they almost look like they're 20s, but they're actually 19s. And I think Mercedes went that route just for, you know, fuel economy and drivability or whatever, because a lot of people, you start putting, you know, 21s, 22s on these cars, it really affects the ride. And it looks cool, don't get me wrong, it looks great on most of them, but when you start putting the bigger wheels on these cars, it takes away from the ride. But I'm sure the newer models have, I want to say they might have some 20s or 21s on there, and I'm sure the tires are made more efficient. They're a little bit thicker, so they're not, you know, they're not really, it's not a harsher ride. But, you know, for the most part, a lot of guys, you know, they put the aftermarket wheels on here. My buddy left his stock. You know, we actually talked about it, if he wanted to do it or not, and I told him when he first brought the car to the house, I said, dude, you don't need to do nothing to this car. This car is perfect. The wheels are perfect. The body, I mean, everything is fine. I mean, if you want to put wheels on it, you can, but I mean, I personally think, you know, this is just, the car is fine the way it is. But as you see, this thing is very, very comfy. It's room for 5. Let me slide my seat back a little bit. But it's a Mercedes. You know, what do you expect? You know, this infotainment system is very nice. And you gotta think, folks, this is a 2013. Sitting in this car, it doesn't feel like it's a 2013. I mean, this is kind of what will hold up today. So I can imagine what the brand new cars, how they look on the inside. But this is, like I said, this is just a beautiful car. I mean, it's hands down just perfect. And like I said, I mean, road trips in this thing, I'm sure would be a breeze, because it's so comfortable to ride. You know, it's very comfortable. But yeah, as usual, I mean, this thing rides, you know, very smooth. I mean, it's a very comfortable ride. I mean, it's a Mercedes. It's supposed to ride this smooth. You know, that's the perks of it. These, like I said earlier in the video, came out in 2006, and I remember when they first came out. I mean, it was a hot car. I mean, going from the 4th generation to this generation, I mean, it just kind of because to me, the 4th generation, the 3rd generation, they all kind of just looked the same. They was very similar, but I think when this particular body style came out, it really just changed. I think Mercedes was turning the page on trying to come out with another particular style, you know, as far as just upping the echelon of the Mercedes. You know, it was a perfect match, you know. And it's a good car. It's a real good car, and they've really done well, and it's sold a lot. I mean, you see these all over the place, but as I've stated before in the video, I've never seen a 2013 this immaculate and this clean. Even this color, you know, I want to say this is a white diamond pearl or ivory pearl, what they call it. But it's I mean, the camera really does it no justice. You have to really see this thing in person. And I've seen a ton of these body styles, different types of colors, but it's just something about this one, the interior matching. I mean, it's a perfect combination. And I was so happy for my friend, because I mean, he got what he wanted. I mean, this was the car that he wanted, spec'd out. I mean, if he had to, you know, go online and spec the car out, this is exactly how he wanted. And for years, you know, we had always talked about him looking for this particular car, and he would find one, and it was always something that was always missing, you know, whether it be the interior wasn't right, or the paint wasn't quite right, the wheels, it was always something. But when he happened to stumble across this one, you know, he pulled the trigger, and luckily he got it, and he got it for steal. You know, these cars, you know, this car brand new was probably about $130,000. You know, this particular, I'm not sure what he paid for this, but you know, this car only had like 22,000 miles, so it was barely broken in. I mean, it was, I mean, like seriously barely broken in. It was technically still a new car, so he definitely got a good deal on it. The lumbar seat. Every turn you make, man, this thing just hugs you. It's so funny. There's that Q8. Lisa, you gonna get that car. And like I said, folks, you know, this is a twin turbo V8, so it definitely packs a punch. I mean, it's no slouch. Let's I mean, it definitely goes. I mean, it's and like I said, this is a heavy car. It's a heavy car, so let's dump on here. Oh man. Oh man. Oh God. That was fun. That was fun. Lee, my boy Lee, you got you one, baby. You got you one. Oh. But back to what I was saying. I mean, this is the perfect car for him. I'm so happy that he finally got what he wanted, and he deserves this. You know, we work hard. You know, I always feel like if you work hard, you should play hard. And this definitely is him. I mean, it fits him to the T. So I'm so glad he got it. You know, and he's probably going, I'm sure he's going to keep it for a minute. But yeah, this car here, like I said, it goes up in, you know, in the classes against the BMW, you know, the 7 Series. You know, that's their bread and butter. But like I said, this car has always been just, you know, a S-Class Mercedes, period. It's just the ultimate. I mean, it's the ultimate, you know, car. I mean, as far as luxury, performance, I mean, it's just the ultimate. Like I said, it's the granddaddy of them all. So, not that your granddaddy would be driving this car. I do see a lot of older gentlemen, you know, driving these particular cars. But no shot at the older guys, you know. But this right here, I mean, this is what it's all about. The smoothness. I mean, you feel like you're literally floating on air. You know, and like I said, if you want the performance, you got it. Interior wise, I love this combination. That's one of my favorite parts about this car. Like I said, I see a ton of this particular model and body styles, but I had never seen this interior combination. That's what drew me to the car when he first pulled up, and I was like, man, this interior, because it's kind of like a cream with the black wood. You know, it's kind of like an Oreo feel. You know, and it's just a perfect combination to go with this car, to go with the outside. You know, I always say, you know, a lot of car companies, sometimes they kind of overthink it in certain cases by doing a little too much as far as nor interior wise, but this is definitely the perfect combination. And you know, this, like I said, this was the interior that he wanted. I mean, he said off the rip, you know, this is what he wanted. So I'm so happy that he got it. Overall, I'm happy. I'm so happy for him that he got what he wanted. And I always tell people, you know, when it comes to cars or anything in life, what you want, you see something you want it, you know, go get it. You know, don't worry about what everybody else thinks or whatnot, or other people's opinions as far as, you know, negativity or whatever. But I mean, if it's something that you want, you know, get what you want. You know, especially especially when it comes to cars or a house or whatever. You know, you see something you want, go out and get it. You know, this is ultimately what he wanted. I mean, everything, pound for pound. I mean, everything is ultimately what he wanted. And I'm so happy for him. Like I said, when he first pulled up to the house in it, I was grinning ear to ear. And we probably should have had a quick introduction then, but I wasn't even thinking about mounting the camera in the car and just doing something on it, because I was so excited for him that he got what he wanted, you know, and that's ultimately what it's all about. But yeah, this is a good car. Pardon me, would you happen to have some Grey Poupon? Well, of course. Now, as silly as that is, I should be doing that from the back seat, but you know, maybe later in the video you might see me in the back seat. But for now, we're just gonna keep on driving. Man, it's not really much you can say when it comes to this. I mean, this is a beautiful car, man. I mean, it's so perfect for him. Like I said, I'm just ecstatic that, of course, he got what he wanted. He definitely got what he wanted, and I'm happy for him. I definitely know he's happy with it, and it fits him. This is perfect. It's perfect for him. And folks, this does have, like I said, the lampshades. I mean, this car is built fully spec'd. I mean, you got the panoramic roof. You got the lampshades in the back. We'll demonstrate that a little later. You know, it's kind of like a Maybach. I mean, you know, if you want a Maybach, this is probably the closest thing to it. You know, I mean, it's definitely on that level. But all the features, I mean, this is loaded up. Like I said, the only thing I probably, in my opinion, I can't be 100% positive, but it doesn't have the AMG motor and packaging here. That's probably the only difference. But other than everything else, I mean, this car is fully loaded, so it's got everything in here. But for this to be a 2013, like I said, it's one of the prettiest 2013s I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not saying that because I know the owner. I mean, this is, like I said, I've seen a lot of these cars, a ton of these cars, but I haven't seen one like this. It's something about this one that when you see it in person, it really does just grab you. It really does. Alright, it's good. Well, that's it for this week. I want to thank my good buddy Lee for letting me take his baby out for a spin, as this was definitely a treat, and this is his pride and joy. I'm so happy for him. So good car, man. Mercedes, what more? It's not really much for me to be said. I want to give a quick shout out to my newest subscribers. We have a Darmala Gooch, Kelvin Davis, Marcus Jefferson, Darian Vonner, Todd, Brandon. I believe Brandon I met at the last Caffeine and Octane this past weekend. Also, I have let me see here as I'm scrolling down here. I just had it up, and oh yeah, here we go. Master 1, we have Syndicate GFX, Carla Green, it's a co-worker of ours, Arnold Bolson, and I want to say that is it. So I appreciate you guys for checking me out and tuning in and clicking that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel, and make sure you continue to go on my website, jdubmotorsports.com, order you some merch. Got t-shirts. We have I want to apologize at the beginning. I was advertising the Yetis, but it's actually a tumbler. It's similar to a Yeti, and it does pretty much the same thing, but that's the proper name for it. So help keep you cool during these hot summer times here in this Georgia heat. So that's about it. We're gonna continue to cruise on, and you know, it's Saturday, so you might see what we can get ourselves into. Go hang out to the nightlife for a little bit. So we'll catch you guys next time. Then you just drive. There you go.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in Hollywood.
And remember, fellas, when you do go on that hot date tonight, don't forget the Mercedes-Benz cologne, the perfect complement for driving your S550 Mercedes. Thanks for watching.